in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Please welcome.
Please welcome.
Please welcome.
Welcome to the gayest podcast ever.
Hello and welcome to the Gayest podcast ever. I'm Josh and I'm here with
Eric
and CJ.
Hello, boys. How are we doing on this fine evening?
It's a Tuesday.
I'm great. I'm about to go on vacation, so cheers.
Cheers to that. Jelly. But we thought we would kind of kick off this episode. We kind of like doing the hot topic last time. So we thought we'd start this one. CJ, you have, I believe, some celebrity quotes.
Okay, so I got today's newest people. Obviously, I'm a big Royals fan, and we're talking about the Queen here. However, she's not going to be who I talk about. So just scanning through, and I thought that these quotes, these celebrity, it's called the chatter is what they say. So they like do all these celebrity quotes. So the first one is my least favorite, but so I'll start off with it. It's from The Rock. I may be bald, but I know a thing or two about hair, mainly because I wish I had it. And this is him talking about detangling his 2-year-old daughter's hair, who is a cutie patootie if you haven't seen pictures of her.
As a bald man, I also kind of feel some way about that. But I do love The Rock, and I'd like to run my fingers through his imaginary hair.
Right. So I've tried to detangle like my niece's hair when she was younger, and no, that's not like something I'm like all about.
That's
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, not to go to, if you've not seen recently on his Instagram, his daughter had to go like poo-poo or pee-pee in the middle of nowhere. And so she didn't want to touch the grass. So he's literally holding her in a field while she's going like number 2. And I was just like, oh, The Rock, you're such a good little dad.
The Rock could hold me while I go number 2. Or maybe not. That's just kind of gross.
I mean, he's okay. I mean, I wouldn't say no, but I'm not like a huge Rock guy.
Right. Okay, so the next one I thought was, and I 1000% relate to this. Even if I bought 100 tubes of chapstick within a week, I wouldn't be able to find any of them. Chris Evans on constantly losing his chapstick. I'm like, that is me 100%.
I got a chapstick for you to use, Captain America.
Right. That's America's chapstick.
Yeah, I have a place that I keep them now, so it's way easier. We have something on top of our sink where I put my chapsticks now.
Captain America, more like Chapten America.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my. Yeah, I think I keep, well, I used to
He's
keep
been playing with that all day. That's fun. Yeah.
I keep one at my desk at work. Well, not my desk home.
11 months ago, you kept it there.
Right.
How long is chapstick good for?
That's why you lost
throw it away
it
when I go
work.
back to the office.
So the last quote I want to give, and I thought it was funny, and it's he's given it a little throwback. I don't know like why they brought it up, but he goes, I thought, have I gotten to the age where they're singing songs about me? Tim McGraw on his initial reactions to Taylor Swift 2006 hit Tim McGraw. Like, how old was Tim in 2006?
Probably like 35 or 40, because he's like, well, I guess he's probably 50. He's over 50 now.
Dude,
yeah.
I would do Tim McGraw yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Tim McGraw is still fine.
Right.
He is
I would still
fine.
sing a song about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there for a while we had all those like Uma Thurman had like 2 or 3 songs about her. Like there were like a bunch of people. Michelle Pfeiffer or somebody. Who else were the other?
Yeah, that duck sauce or something. Barbara Streisand.
Yeah, like everyone's like,
fun.
oh, let's sing about celebrities. That's the cool thing now. But I guess though, if like that celebrity endorses you, then you got a better chance of kind of making it big.
Yeah. I feel like there's a song out there right now that someone's singing about someone, but I'm drawing a blank on it. Sorry. That was terrible.
It's like probably Selena about Justin. They're all singing songs about each other.
Well, there is that whole musical triad with the driver's license and the Disney musical kids.
That's my new favorite song, by the way.
It's spending its third week at number 1, Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo.
Is that the one where you don't live on the street? Or now I drive down your street.
I drive down your street?
Yeah.
I still fucking love you.
Yeah.
That's my
I thought that was Selena at first. I was like, oh, she's putting it out there.
No, it's Olivia Rodrigo, and she's on Disney Plus's show, High School Musical, the series.
It's all over TikTok. Everyone uses it for everything.
Yeah, I think that's why it's doing so well.
So she wrote that about another celebrity, because there is that line.
It's about me.
Girl.
Something about you didn't mean what you meant in that song you wrote about me.
Yeah, and you're hanging out with the blonde girl, and she's shorter than me. All my insecurities, something. She's like a little Taylor Swift 2.0. I'm here for it. Write a song about your ex and make it a #1 hit.
And then keep doing it.
Right? Yeah. Right? Make that money, girlfriend.
Speaking of, where's Adele? I need that.
Yeah. Britain, the UK's got a whole nother strain of COVID. They're taking a beat. We're making them sit down for a minute. But speaking of he said, she said, triads, crazy cheating scandals, let's age ourselves a couple years from the Disney kids, and Eric and I think sometimes we'll do it with CJ, but I know a lot on Instagram, Eric and I are tagging each other back and forth, trying to figure out what the heck is going on with it's high like, level.
Yeah. It's like when reality worlds are like colliding, like it's The Hills meets Southern Charm meets Very Cavallari. Now like sports players are getting involved. JLo's involved. Like it's insane. Like, so it all started. So there is this girl on Southern Charm. She started off as one of the like newer cast member Austin's girlfriends. Nobody liked her. There was apparently this reputation. She's a single mom. So she started dating Austin. They've been going on and off and on and off. So they finally broke up this season on Southern Charm. And apparently the story is that Kristin Cavallari slid into Craig, who is on Southern Charm's DMs, and was like, hey, we're coming to Charleston, her and her best friend, Justin Anderson, hairstylist to the stars of Gwyneth Paltrow, Jennifer Aniston. Like, so they're coming to Charleston. They want to hang out. So Justin and Kristin and Austin and Craig are been hanging out a couple weekends. They're posting on Instagram. So Madison gets mad because Austin and her broke up. So she is starting to slide into Jay Cutler's DMs. And all of a sudden, they apparently...
Which is Kristin Cavallari's ex, for those who don't know.
Yeah, Kristin Cavallari's
And Jay Cutler used to play in the NFL. He was a quarterback for
Chicago Bears. Look at me, I know sports. But so then apparently something happened where Madison went live and said something about how her kid was with her dad, and she knows where her kid is, and was referencing Kristin because Kristin was out with Austin and Craig and Jay was out skiing or something. But like, she doesn't have to justify if her kids are with her mom or something like that. It's none of your business. Just going off on the girl. Then all this like stuff just started all over Instagram and TikTok, like where Justin Anderson's calling them out. Madison released her and Jay Cutler's text to each other where she's like pissed off and she said she's going to call him out on his drama. But then the Southern Charm reunion comes and you don't even think it can get worse. And they're literally on the stage and Craig is yelling at Madison, you slept with a married man in Miami. You flew down there with an ex-sports player and with a retired MLB player. So people think it's A-Rod and Eric Decker, and it's just spiraling and spiraling. And now she's like going to do podcasts about it. I am here for it.
Yeah,
I now know how Eric feels when we talk about Marvel movies, because I was just like, what is happening? What language is that?
I tried to send you TikTok so I can give you the gist of it, but I'm like, it is just getting out of control. I'm like, I cannot not watch this. It's like a train wreck.
Well, and just when I thought I understood what was happening, Eric told me it's the same girl from the Jay Cutler, Kristin Cavallari drama as the JLo A-Rod potential drama there. Like, it's just a lot going on. And I was like, wait, it's the same Southern Charm hoe that is like all over these men's beefsteaks? Like
Justin Anderson's TikToks like crack me up because he'll be like, it's not my drama. And he like posted this one and he was like telling himself he couldn't go on Instagram live anymore. But he's like, when you try to make new friends from Charleston and you didn't realize what a dumpster fire it was going to be. And he's just stirring his drink. And that was,
Oh,
it was so funny.
Well, we will keep an eye on all things, but if you aren't aware that there might be trouble in paradise for JLo and A-Rod, keep your eye on that one, because I don't know.
JLo be happy. I just want JLo to be happy.
A-Rod, I mean, I thought they were it. They were at the inauguration together. But he's a cheater, once a cheater.
I mean,
oh my God, it's like that little.
Let's get loud, JLo. I mean, like, I want her to speak on it.
It's like that TikTok that went around at the inauguration where they had like the voiceovers and Michelle Obama's like, "Oh, JLo and A-Rod are still together. I didn't know y'all were still together." And then Brock comes over and it's like, "Oh, JLo and A-Rod are still together."
Oh my God,
that was so great.
I love it. But yeah, so we'll keep you all appraised of that and we find out more. And we're going to take a quick break, refill our drinks, and we come back. We're going to jump into our first topic. So stay tuned.
I love the way that you talk.
And we're back, and I thought since, that little romantic holiday, Valentine's Day, is upon us, I thought we would talk about something that I just absolutely love, and that is romantic comedies.
Those are my favorite.
Raise your hand if you love a romantic comedy.
Me. So, if it's like a Friday on Netflix or whatever, and we're like having a little TV date night after WandaVision, of course, I'm always like, do you want to watch like a romantic comedy or like a mystery?
So do you like rewatch a lot of romantic comedies? Like, do you have specific ones that you rewatch all the time? Some of them are a little too cheesy for me.
Yes, but
I
think, and let me know. So I have it kind of broken down to late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, 2000s, and then 2010s till today. But if we want to talk about our favorites, we can totally do that and the ones that you watch on repeat.
Oh, no, go ahead. I want to hear your list. I'm sure that they will be on your list.
If I say them, you might just be able to catch on.
Is like the movie Valentine's Day on your list?
Sick, no. So I thought I'd start with the late 80s, early 90s, just because that was when I really started liking, because there's do you even count a romantic comedy from like the 50s and the 60s? I didn't want to. I wanted to do more modern ones. Yeah, I wrote down stuff like, did you guys ever see Working Girl with Melanie Griffith?
I've watched it like 3 times in the past 2 weeks. It's been on Showtime.
Wait, who's in it?
Melanie Griffith, Harrison Ford, Sigourney Weaver,
Joan Cusack. Yes.
It is
Alec Baldwin.
Yes, it's like 1988, and these are these Jersey girls crossing the bridge to New York City to work in the stock market arena. And Harrison Ford is just, that young Harrison Ford that you could just watch for days. But the music in it, Melanie Griffith in it.
The music and the secretaries are my favorite thing. I love the secretaries here.
It was one of those movies that my mom showed me when I was really young, and I just fell in love with. And it's one whenever I'm not feeling well, I just want to lay on the couch. It's just one that I can put on and just snuggle up and just yes, this gives me comfort. So that's definitely one for me. I love it so much.
I'm humming the song in my head right now.
The first one, the intro.
Where she's standing in her office, she's like, "Sin, guess where I am," and then it's like,
yeah. It's so good, so good. Another one, Pretty Woman. Came out in 1990.
Naturally.
Talking about another working girl.
Yeah. The romantic comedies were really, really.
So we should be prostitutes.
And then I also would say When Harry Met Sally. You see that?
I've seen it.
I don't know if I have ever seen it.
So I also so it's not one of my favorites, but I've seen it, and it's iconic in its own type of way, but it's just okay for me as well. I also included, just because it was so popular and it made so much money, Sleepless in Seattle.
That's where I was going next. Yeah, I was going to say, okay, that's the one that I would have watched, and Meg Ryan. I can't go wrong with Meg.
We're just going to bring up every Tom Hanks who was in Harry Met Sally? Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, yeah.
You've Got Mail. I like the You've Got Mail
one.
Yeah.
And that gets us into, in the early 90s, I think we really have it's really established your Julia Roberts, your Meg Ryan, Melanie Griffith even to some extent, but she was bigger in the 80s. But that gave way to the mid 90s and the early 2000s, which really gave us like our Sandra Bullock,
Right.
you know, While You Were Sleeping, 2 Weeks Notice, those ones. And then even it gave birth to JLo. JLo with
JLo had a moment where
JLo had a huge
JLo
moment.
was the queen of romantic comedies for a minute.
She put out Wedding Planner and Made in Manhattan back-to-back years. And those were both huge.
Made in Manhattan, I could watch it over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm, same.
I'm more Wedding Planner. I could watch Wedding Planner over and over again. I love that one.
I like that's where I discovered Dr. Alex Karev.
Yeah, Massimo.
Yeah.
But another one that, I mean, Julia Roberts still was huge in that era. You got Notting Hill. You had, what was the one? She had two in the same year. It was like Notting Hill.
He was with Nick Nolte about a newspaper in like 1994. I don't remember the name.
Wasn't they hated each murder? Other. Didn't they have like more murder in it?
Oh, she had several like
the Pelican Brief. Is that what I'm thinking of?
No, that's Denzel Washington.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you're thinking the one where Celine Dion. No, that was the one with Michelle Pfeiffer and Robert Redford. I'm terrible at this game.
You are not. Yeah, I'm like I don't even know what era you're in right now.
Well, what decade are we in? Are we still in the 90s?
We're still in the 90s. Late. Oh, Runaway Bride. That's
Runaway
the other
Bride,
Julia Roberts one I was thinking of. That was huge.
They tried desperately to like find that movie, and it was a solid effort. I still love Runaway Bride. I will watch it all the time when it's on.
Well, My Best Friend's Wedding. Hello.
Oh, that one was great. But
iconic with Julia. Iconic.
Yeah.
So good. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you either had it on over the summer or I came in and I just like every time I came in the house from the pool, I just like stood there and watched it for like 15, 20 minutes. I was like, I need to watch this one again.
don't you do that in the summer all the time when we're like swimming in the pool? You like come in the living room and just stand there and I'll be like,
Well, you know, also introduced us to really like a mainstream gay character too, and My Best Friend's Wedding. Like,
Rupert Everett, that was great because that movie he did with Madonna was not good. It was
not.
No,
It was
the
almost
next best thing.
That was like terrible.
Yeah. But like, so I would say that, you know, especially like with the going into the Made in Manhattan, the Wedding Planner and stuff like that, it kind of gave birth for those like also, who was it? Kate Hudson, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Great movie.
That is one that it is on like TBS or whatever, and I'm just watching it. I love How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
She could not do anything for the rest of her life and like live off the royalties. They played that all the time.
Yeah,
they did. They did another one together too, didn't they? Matthew McConaughey and
I think
Kate
they
Hudson?
did. Buried Treasure or Lost Treasure or something?
Oh yeah, bomb. Because Failure to Launch with Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew McConaughey was kind of a bomb too.
Yeah. But he did a lot. I mean, he did How to Lose a Guy, or The Wedding Planner. He was in a lot of rom coms. Now that I think about it, Matthew McConaughey.
He's good looking. To be like the little charming guy. Yeah, like I like that Matthew McConaughey takes different roles like that.
Yeah. Another girl, we've talked about her on this podcast, but she's made quite a good deal of rom-coms, is Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
If you think about The Wedding Singer, music and lyrics, Fever Pitch.
Never Been Kissed?
Never Been Kissed. And that was
another great movie, CJ.
And because some of those late 90s, early 2000s, like 10 Things I Hate About You, She's All That. What was the really sad one with Mandy Moore where she dies?
A Walk to Remember.
Yeah. I don't know if that's technically a rom-com, but it's like...
Oh, Josh, that's like when, remember the time I was watching The Vow and I was like, oh, it's Rachel McAdams and Channing Tatum. And I was like, oh, this will be cute. And I'm watching and Josh was like, it's not gonna go good. And I was like, what? And I was like, no, come on. It's Rachel McAdams. Like,
A Walk to Remember is basically Christmas shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Mandy Moore, like, set her on a trajectory.
The whole rom-com ever, though, like, I remember going to see this at the movies. My cousin went with, like, my brother and our two our friends, and they were, like, sobbing in the theater when The Notebook came out. Oh, my God. All bets were off.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember I cried at it, and it was just like it's so sad, and that's where like it's kind of hard. And so I think at that point, because there was a really big lull in romantic comedies in the late 2000s, early 2010s, and I think those sadder ones kind of replaced it. The Notebook, the ones that kind of like tragic lovers, they're never going to end up together. Because even Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves did that Lake House. There was these like kind of more sad romances. There was the one,
they just started killing people. Then like Shailene Woodley came out with like a movie where she had cancer. We're like,
Rachel McAdams do a couple like time traveler type movies?
Yeah.
With Eric Bana. I remember the Time Traveler's Wife. Yeah.
Eric Bana was naked in it a lot. Worth it. Yeah. Slow moving movie, but he was naked a lot. 2 thumbs up. Yeah. And I think what really has happened now, because we're done with those sad movies, we've moved to today, and we have movies like Love, Simon, which I know we've talked on here before. It's a rom-com. It's lovely. Have you guys seen Crazy Rich Asians?
I love that's again. I could.
I love that movie. Yeah,
it is one that me and Spencer, if we can't agree on anything, like just put on Crazy Rich Asians. Like we love it. It's so beautiful. It's so good. Like that was a huge new one. Those Love, Simon and Crazy Rich Asians.
Is that the one with Awkwafina? Is Awkwafina in it?
Yes, it was her babe.
I love Awkwafina.
It kind of launched her.
Yeah.
And those were both 2018. And I think another really, really big thing that rom-coms are finding a second life in is streaming services like Netflix. I mean, to All the Boys I've Loved Before, Kissing Booth, and Love Guaranteed, which the first two are really like high schoolish, but the Love Guaranteed's got Rachel Lee Cook from She's All That, Boggy Boggs,
right?
And Damon Wayans Jr., who break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
That is just a little too Hallmark for me. I seen the preview. I can't do it.
He was in a movie, though. It's a rom-com where he was like, I think it's called like Naked in an Elevator or something, where he wakes up. It's almost like Groundhog's Day, where he constantly wakes up naked in an elevator and he has to get to the church where he's supposed to get married.
DJ, is this your life before COVID? Is this what you're thinking?
I watched this during COVID. So like, and he's naked in most of the movies. So I mean, that's a reason.
What was the name of that one again?
She got a little tongue twisted there. Right. She just kept closing her eyes like the elevator doors.
I think it's called like Naked in the Elevator or something. I don't know. Like, but that's the whole premise. He wakes up naked in the elevator, like Groundhog's Day, over and over and over again. But another cute little rom-com I saw over the holidays was Last Christmas with Emily Clark. When you said Crazy Rich Asians, it reminded me because the mom from that is also in Last Christmas, and I love her so much.
So I did not like Last Christmas.
It was one of those...
you put that in the Mandy Moore dying list over there. It doesn't. By the time you figure out what's going on, you're like, well, this can't end well.
Right.
No, but that's how the Family Stone is, and you like the Family Stone.
True, but I don't call it a rom-com.
Yeah, I know.
Call it Get My Holiday Cry Out. But yeah, so I guess if we haven't covered any that you absolutely love, do you have any to add? Because I know of one that I skipped over.
Nothing with Doris Day and Rock Hudson. Nobody's buying the gay guy, straight woman thing, okay?
One that I glossed over and I have it written down with an exclamation point because I can't believe I forgot it, is The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock and Betty White.
Betty White, 99 years old. Happy birthday, Betty.
Yeah, I do love that. Miss Congeniality too with with Benjamin Bratt. Yeah, Sandra Bullock had quite a few.
Miss Congeniality is a good one.
What's the one with Ryan Reynolds and the redhead Emma Stone?
Oh, with
Crazy
Michael
Stupid
Scott
Love
from The Office. Yeah, Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah,
and Julianne Moore.
A cute little rom-com I liked it. It was a nice love story between Steve Carell and Julianne Moore.
And that one had a good twist to it.
Yeah.
Another one that's from the the early 2000s, maybe. My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, still a classic.
I could watch that over and over again.
Right?
Didn't really like the sequel, though. It was okay, but it's not like...
the first one had such magic to it. And that gave us Aiden from Sex and the City, too, so... Yeah, so good. So, and Aunt Bula, what you mean you don't eat no meat?
And then Joey Fatone was the gay one. Oh,
Yeah, he was so good. But yeah, so hopefully, if you're planning to spend Valentine's Day at home with your loved one, order some food from a local place, get a bottle of wine, and watch a rom-com because it'll hopefully
because all the
make you feel better.
restaurants here are booked up.
and then
already,
have
by
a
the way.
rom-com.
Yes. If you are looking for something, not as good, you can put that on and then, Netflix and chill. If the kids are still doing that. But yeah, so, well, thanks for going down that little romantic comedy path with me, boys. But let's go ahead and fill up our drinks and we come back. One of our rom-com gents, Mr. Hugh Grant, I think is making an appearance in our next topic. So stay
Not a
tuned.
rom-com. Not a rom-com.
Not a rom-com. Not a rom-com.
Oh,
but
no, it's starring Nicole Kidman. It can't be.
Yeah.
True. All right, we'll be right back.
I love the way that you talk.
And we're back. And before we do it, we're gonna undo it or something. I was trying to think of something clever, and it's been a day. So with that, I'm just gonna turn it over to CJ.
All right. So another little show that we've been watching, and I think all three of us have now watched, right?
Oh,
Yep.
I think I was kind of cheated, like 6 episodes.
Right.
Josh was like, what episode? I'm like, I'm on episode 5. He goes, there's only 6. I was like,
Yeah, you're
what?
almost done.
Because I also was lambasted. Oh Lord, I can't even speak right now. I was also like, what? What do you mean? And I was like, there's only 6 episodes. Like,
Yeah.
So we are talking about HBO Max series The Undoing, starring Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant, our little rom-com guy.
It also co-stars Nicole Kidman's Coates.
Yeah.
Oh, and Donald Sutherland's eyebrows.
Yes. And his eyebrows.
Like wings. Like, I was like, bitch, you should sell those for extensions. Like,
Oh my God. We commented on that so many times. Like, why did no one come through?
They were like an inch or two out.
it was like close up. Okay.
Sorry, CJ. Sorry.
So anyways, like we said, it is only 6 episodes, but it's a crime drama mystery. And I swear every episode, I think I was like, oh, I figured it out. The next episode, I'd be like, oh, never mind. But I think I figured it out now. I didn't know it until the very end. Like, it's one of those where it's almost blatantly obvious what's happening at the end, but then you're trying to think like, oh, well, it's not going to be that obvious. And
Oh, well, first of all, okay, so how long has the show been out? I'm sorry, I just watched it.
The fall?
I want to say since the fall of September, right?
I just watched
must
it a month ago.
Okay, so
Agreed.
we are spoiler alerting, okay?
Yeah.
I did not. I thought he did it the whole time. I honestly did.
Well, I thought that was too obvious. So I was like, oh, maybe she's got amnesia and she did it. Or I thought the dad did it for the longest time too. The longest time being 2 episodes.
Oh, no. As soon as his phone was left and he was unreachable and then all the hotels, I was like, why are you running like that? That's just weird.
I almost
you haven't
thought
checked in with your wife at least once? Come on.
Well, I almost thought the son did it at one point, but I was convinced for at least 2 episodes that it was Donald Sutherland. I was like, he's the one doing it. He's trying to split them up. And so he's framing Hugh Grant's character. But
I think it was great how they developed his narcissistic behavior throughout the whole, when he started talking about the son and stuff. I was like, listen to this man. He just literally will not take responsibility for it. I'm like, you did it. There is just no other explanation.
Well, and can we also talk about those cops and what they put Nicole Kidman through?
Right.
I get it that they were didn't want to give away their smoking guns at some points, but if I was her, I would have lawyered up way sooner, especially her best friend is a lawyer, the fabulous Lily Rabe.
Rabe for American Horror Story. I screamed every time she came on stage.
There was so many aspects though. She was okay, why didn't you tell me that he reached out to you and asked him to defend you or defend him? I was like, okay, what's happening now? Yeah, I feel but I get the lawyer confidentiality thing. But then, like, when he showed up at the beach house and like covered her mouth, like, would you immediately call the police?
Absolutely.
Right.
I think he murdered someone and he comes up and does that shit to me? Not today.
Like, I love that Nicole, though, was Nicole Kidman. Like, she plays just about every serious role. Like, it wasn't anything different for Nicole. It was, what's the show? Big Little Lies.
It felt very Big Little Lies. I tell everyone.
Like, she was the same character. I was waiting for Renata to like come in and be like, girl.
I said the same thing. I go, if you love Big Little Lies, you should watch The Undoing. It's essentially like she moved from Monterey to New York, and it's just a different husband, different murder.
You just wanted to put on a big coat, get a blowout with your hair, put a nice scarf on, and go for a walk with Nicole Kidman.
Right?
Yes.
Speaking of the cops, though, Edgar Ramirez played the main detective, and I kept thinking the whole time, where have I seen him? Wherever I'm saying, he played Gianni Versace in American Crime Story. If you've watched that, and I was like, that's where I know him from.
Oh,
wait a minute! Not the guy that died. That's Giovanni, right?
Yeah, he played Versace.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, Darren. You're thinking of Darren Criss.
Darren Criss played the guy that killed Versace.
No, he played Andrew Cunanan. No, I get that. No, the main guy didn't. I thought the main guy was that older guy from Veronica Mars, the dad.
No, Edgar Ramirez.
Oh man,
Veronica Mars. I can't talk to you.
I didn't watch the Versace, so I guess I shouldn't count that.
Oh well, you need to watch that.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a good one. That's like the OJ trial.
I love the OJ one. I couldn't stop
that. The Versace one gave me such anxiety. I'm like, will he get caught? I know he got caught. Like,
it's literally the same actors and actresses. It's like
Sarah Paulson's in it.
It's Ryan Murphy.
You know what? I just discussed this with Josh with the Anna Kendrick show. He quits on shows way too early, and he is so judgmental about them. And then he'll watch them later and be like, "It was so good."
I love the Anna Kendrick song. Anyways,
I just finished The Office. The memory came up this week last year. I just finished The Office. So, like, how long had that been off the air?
See, I can't.
Maybe you'll watch.
Stop watching Hocus Pocus.
That only happens like twice during October. Thank you very much. Stop having rom coms, I guess.
The girl that gets, I guess if we're spoiling, the murdered person, she is an Italian actress. This was her first like American like English role. She's been in tons of Italian movies. Her name is Matilda de Angelis.
She was stalkery. Like that, the gym.
She creeped me out in the first.
She creeped me out too.
But she was kind of stunning. Like I loved her look. Like I thought she was beautiful.
I like titties.
Okay, I get it. You're breastfeeding your baby, but why are you all like, look at me breastfeeding?
Hey, if I breastfed a child as a woman, that's exactly how I'd want to look.
But it was shot really, really beautifully. Like just the scenes and like I want their brownstone.
The kids like killed me though. Like. With the whole school aspect and like how they would talk to each other and the sons would run into each other and he tried to say hi and then they tried to get her son to like leave school. That was a lot. I was like, nobody's thinking about how these kids are taking it.
Girl, it's awkward enough when suddenly you're dating someone's ex and you run into them. Can you imagine if your dad killed someone else's dad?
Just across the street.
Hi.
Like, hey. And I'm like, hey.
How about the widow, the guy that was raising the baby that wasn't his.
Oh, when he was like, have you met her before?
And like yeah. And I also thought it was super ballsy whenever Nicole Kidman or Hugh Grant went to hang out with him. I'm like, time out.
Yeah, Nicole
you are
on
trial for his murder or for the murder of his wife. Maybe not go to his house.
Like, I just try to go to like the psychological aspect of it. Like you're in this world and you're just living your daily life where you think everything is just hunky dory. And then all of a sudden in those 2 minutes, and you know, it'll happen to everybody at some point, whether it's a death in the family or anything, but your whole world just blows up. And it's different because you have all this media attention and everyone's telling you how you need to feel and what you need to do. Like, that is a lot to process. That's why the bitch fainted in the park. Like, she was exhausted.
She was exhausted.
Yeah.
I wonder what I would do.
But don't go hang out with, like, the person who your husband apparently killed's wife.
Do you think because that maybe some people would want to rationalize like what's happening or try to understand it on a level that you just, I don't think, and maybe I was like, there's no way you can understand that. But again,
I kept
I've
waiting.
never been in
I'm
that
like, they're going to
situation.
fuck and it's just going to really like throw it for a loop. And then like the cops, because those cops found out everything, whether Nicole wanted it or not, they were going to find it out.
They usually do. There's usually.
Well, I thought they were going to be like, Nicole, we know that you fucked old dude over there. Like, what's going on?
CBS literally created 4 shows about it. It's called CSI in 4 different cities on how they track your blood spatter and everything that you do. Like, this is when you watch idiots on camera, like, commit these crimes. I'm like, you know that, like, they can see you, right? Like,
Or videotape themselves.
like there are
Well,
cameras.
there's cameras everywhere. I was just going to say ATMs. There's an ATM fucking
I'm
everywhere.
curious how they're going to bring Dexter back for this 10-episode series, because how does nobody see him doing what he's doing with your dark passenger? No.
I will say this, it does have 3 nominations on the Critics' Choice Awards. I don't know how high that falls on our
pencil me in for that award show. Can we watch it together?
but Hugh Grant got Best Actor in a Limited Series. The show itself got Best Limited Series, and then Donald Sutherland got Best Supporting Actor in a Limited Series.
You guys,
Nicole was not nominated, and I thought,
There's some nominations for the Golden Globes too, though.
oh, was there? Okay, I
Yes.
didn't see this.
can we talk about Hugh Grant for just like a quick second off topic? But okay, so this man, first of all, he is aged, but he literally, I was like reading about him when I was doing research for this, and he has like 5 kids. Like, he had a kid with this lady, and then they broke up, and he had a kid with this lady. But then he went back to the first baby mama and got her pregnant again. And while she was pregnant, he got back with the second baby mama and then had 2 more kids with her. And I'm like, Hugh, I can't.
That's
and like
what
the whole
happened to
Elizabeth Hurley scandal, how Hugh's career has progressed through Hollywood is amazing. The fact that he stayed his ass in the UK, good for you.
That's what happens
and-
when you're in all those rom-coms. You just...
Yep.
And he was caught with a hooker at one time, or a prostitute. Remember?
Wasn't it
he was
trans
booked.
hooker?
And Jay Leno, he didn't care. He gave his first interview to
Yeah.
like the Tonight Show.
And you're right, and they're still casting him in these big productions.
And then Elizabeth Hurley made him the godfather of her first kid. Like, what?
Science.
I need to talk to Hugh Grant. I mean, in Love Actually, Prime Minister, I loved you.
You know
I have
what?
to say, every time he walked in, I was expecting him to come in and the music to start playing.
I know the bridge scene really
Jump
let me down.
for
I was like,
my
well,
love. Come on.
Stop it.
I was like on the bridge scene. I was like, Hugh, I need you to calm down. Bring it down.
I think that Armie Hammer should reach out to Hugh Grant and
God.
see how you continue forward and see if Hugh has any words of wisdom.
Well, sleeping with a prostitute and wanting to eat your prostitute are 2 different.
I can't talk about that again. I cannot talk about that again. I had to sleep with the lights on that night. No.
Afraid Armie Hammer to creep into your bedroom, take a little nibble.
Oh my God. His poor ex-wife is like living in the middle of the mountains of Vermont, fucking in nobody.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I did enjoy The Undoing. It was a short series, but it was and one other person that I really want to talk about is that badass bitch lawyer.
Oh,
That
I don't
she's
even.
only in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, I didn't even get her name really, but she was fantastic.
I feel bad because she was just so like, I can just give you muck. That's all I can do is give you muck. And I was like, damn, she's fucking badass. She's like,
Well, she was
like
on it.
I can't fix anything. If he did it, he did it. But like,
Yeah, well, I mean, in that, I feel like that's what lawyers do. Like, if you know that your client's guilty, all your best hope is to just fuck up the system for a mistrial somehow.
yeah. Well, and even then, it's funny because Hugh Grant said, as his character said to the attorney, or he said a bunch of different things, and then she looked at him and said, you're likable. People like you. You're probably going to get away with this. And I wonder if that's how Hugh Grant is in real life, and that's why he keeps getting away with
he had
doing
the
all this
public defender.
craziness.
He had the public defender, like, his mind all messed up. He was like, I think he is innocent. But I will tell you, I had the same reaction when the one thing that Nicole found, I won't give it away, I will not give the spoiler away, in the closet, and opened it when that was revealed, and somebody's eyes were like, I was all like, my eyes were bug-eyed. I was like, what the hell? That was the only point that I was not convinced that he did. I was like, did it. At that point, I was like, maybe he didn't do it.
That was definitely the goop of the season. Like, we're like, what?
Yeah, I was like, oh, now I don't know.
Yeah.
Where is Olivia Pope?
Yeah. So if you are looking for something, it's on HBO Max. That's how I watched all 6 episodes. And I don't feel like we gave anything I feel we also confused them enough that even if you did listen to this,
and it's like a really intense episode of Law and Order SVU.
Yes. Just with Nicole Kidman with that fabulous red hair, the tight curl,
every coat.
Oh, the stylist should get a nomination.
Well, every scene I was like, that's the same cut as the last coat. Like, she definitely had like all those coats fitted to her.
Oh, Taylor.
They were all tapered at the hell.
Well, that's what happens when you move from Monterey to New
Manhattan.
York City.
Oh, but let's face it, like Nicole, she probably like literally has like a stylist, and like you're Nicole Kidman, how tall and skinny you are, like you have to tailor that shit.
Yeah.
But all right, well that was wonderful. Enjoy it. We hope you all tune into The Undoing and you maybe solve it faster than we could. But I do love a good series where you think it's one person, then another. I love it. Keep you on your toes. But I think we're going to refill our glasses. And when we come back, I think Eric's going to put on his suit and tie.
Oh, I see what you did there. I like it.
I love the way that you talk.
And we're back. It's gonna be me. Sorry. I'll just leave it at that. Turn it over to Mr. Klinsky.
Well, you're just bringing sexy back. No, I had to do one.
Ooh.
So Mr. Justin Timberlake celebrated his 40th birthday on January 31st.
That is amazing. I'm only 18.
Does that make everyone feel old? JT's 40.
He feels old. He was born in 1981, so he's only a year older than me.
Don't say that.
You just aged yourself, girlfriend.
Girl, I lost that year last year. When you get in your once you come into my box, the 35 to 39, you start to lose track of the 30s.
I still have to ask myself like once a week, wait, how old am I again? Like,
so he was born in Memphis. He had 2 half brothers and then a half sister who actually passed away, but that's kind of like a dark thing that we're not going to go into. I know. I was like learning so much about him today. I was like, okay, this is a lot. Like, I have to summarize this.
Yeah. We're just gonna say bye.
So we're just gonna skip ahead to 1993 when he becomes a Mouseketeer.
Yes.
Brittany,
the love of his life.
Brittany, Christina, JC, Carrie Russell, Ryan Gosling. That's where he actually recruited JC to be a member of NSYNC, which started in 1995. Actually, is when the group was starting to form. So they began touring in Europe in 1996. They came into the U.S. in 1998. Their self-titled debut album, NSYNC, sold 11 million copies with their song Tearing Up My Heart, which drove every gay boy and every girl crazy.
And their little gap.
Gap
tees.
It's already starting. You either were Team BSB or Team NSYNC.
And can we talk about his ramen hair at that point in time? I feel every part of the story should talk about
highlighted yellow.
Yeah, they dipped him in some bleach and didn't keep it in long enough, and it just turned that bright yellow.
Was it a perm, you think? Or do you think his hair is naturally that tight curl?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think he got a perm.
My hair looked exactly like that, except I did not bleach it. I kept it.
I have curly hair, but no.
No, it was ramen.
And then next came No Strings Attached album in 2000. It sold 2.4 million in the first week you know,
And
it's
that's-
gonna be May.
And that's when his
this
hair
is-
was more of like a fro.
Right. This is really the time where like MTV was making videos and even
Yeah,
right.
knows about making videos.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Making the video.
Making the video, yeah.
the videos then were amazing. It was probably the height of the music video.
But then really the next one came Celebrity in 2001, and that's what launched it, the Bye 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 Girlfriend, This I Promise You.
Bye 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 was on No Strings Attached.
That's not what I'm...
Celebrity had pop. That makes you go pop.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure.
You can fact check me on it, but I'm positive the lead
I'm
single
not trying
off
to fact check you on any album.
the lead single off No
Believe
Strings
me.
Attached was Bye Bye Bye.
I thought Celebrity was the third album.
It is.
Okay.
Celebrity is the
I'm-
third album. The lead single was Pop.
Okay. I'm not going to do
Okay, sorry. Carry on. It's not my topic.
Anyway, but yeah, then, you know, they had a couple more albums, couple more hits, and then they kind of broke up and Justin did his own thing. And Lance Bass was not happy about it. He wrote a little memoir about it, Out of Sync.
JC also did his own thing, but it was not.
It was not cute. Okay,
You had
Jordan
that
Knight.
weird hair.
We watched Jordan Knight try to do it back in the
He
day.
had that big hair. It looked like he looked like a soccer mom. It was
Even
not
like
a
the
good.
long hair look there for a while.
Yes, the feathered. He had it
Yes.
feathered. I don't even remember what he tried to do, like what the name of his solo stuff was.
All I think of is the Jordan Knight song every time, because it was basically the same song.
When Jordan Knight and like Joey McIntyre tried to come back when they started their solo careers
They
before
did kind of.
they both came back at the same time, and I liked both of them.
Yeah,
And then they just
give it
fizzled
to
out
you.
again.
Give it to
And then
you
the-
was the Jordan one.
There was some dance in that. I liked it.
It was at the
And then,
carnival.
then the boy bands had to like unite and form their little tours with, you know,
The mega.
NKFTOBSB.
and KOTB. And I'm like, oh, that is a concert I will pay $90 for.
And 98 Degrees opened.
Yeah. But then, yeah, you know, he started focusing on his acting. He went solo. His first solo single was Like I Love You.
Was that the Justified?
Yes. Is this Justified? Yes. okay.
Justified album?
Yep.
Which was the one where he's kicking the disco ball.
Well, that's when he went on his strip tour with Christina. And there was all
was
that
that called,
controversy.
I don't remember. We should have done some more research.
Well, it was Rock Your Body was on there, Crimea River.
Love that. Crimea River was
That all on Justified?
Yeah, because him and Britney had broke up, and Crimea River was supposedly the lookalike, and then he went on tour with Christina, and
The
it was
Stripped and Justified tour.
First of
Yes.
all, I'm waiting for Ryan Murphy to write a TV show based on Crimea River, like, or a movie. Like, that is a storytelling in its prime.
And then after that, he got famous because he was the first celebrity actually that appeared on Punk'd with Ashton Kutcher. And he thought all his stuff was getting seized from the government. And he was like
I remember that.
on like TV because they were like busting fake guitars, but he thought they were like his precious guitars.
They introduced us to Dak Shepard.
Yeah.
And because isn't Justin Timberlake good friends with Ashton Kutcher?
Yes, he actually did a movie with his wife.
Mila
Friends with
Kunis, No
Benefits.
Strings
Mila
Attached.
Kunis,
No.
yeah.
Is it No Strings Attached?
No, it's
that's
called
Ashton Kutcher and Natalie Portman. Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake is friends with Benefits.
There it
Friends
is.
with
Sorry.
Benefits. Yeah.
Which they're all French, Ashton, Justin, you know.
Oh,
But,
he was a bad teacher too with Cameron Diaz, right? Was
Yeah.
it bad teacher?
Because didn't he date Cameron Diaz for the longest time?
He did. He started like busting into acting. He played the Napster guy. In the Social
Network.
Social Network. So he had that fake nose on, and it creeped me the hell out.
What? Edison Force was his first video. It went straight to video, but he did like Alpha Dog after that, and then he got like Shrek the Third, and then he like kind of stepped back because he realized the movie thing wasn't really happening.
He did a lot of voiceover movies, though.
Well, no, he started, but then
Animation.
he started writing his songs and he started like producing. He did Black Eyed Peas, like "Where's the Love."
Yeah.
Like he started getting back into music. And he's very like Jennifer Lopez in that aspect. Like he goes from like music to movies. Like he moves it around.
Well, and at some point,
I was going to say, we're forgetting the most important thing he did, which was the McDonald's jingle. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm
Oh, and
loving
in between that, he had done the Super Bowl with Janet Jackson, and like that whole controversy happened.
Oh,
where,
that
like,
was a big one.
that was
he
05,
He whipped
right?
his kitty out.
Nipplegate. Well, and then also at some point,
He had to do that
must have-
public apology at the Grammys and everything that they wanted from him.
Yeah, well, then at some point too, he really started to get into Saturday Night Live and his comedy stuff because that was
And
huge.
Jimmy Fallon and him
He's good.
became
We're
like
friends with
that.
Jimmy
in the
Fallon.
box. What about Andy Samberg and the whole Lonely Island stuff?
Yeah.
Sorry for jumping ahead.
Justin's got a big career.
And then like after that, he went back and he like created like Sexy Back, and it was like when I'm Bringing Sexy Back came out, that was like
huge.
that whole Hey Outcast. I don't know. That summer was a good music summer. Like all those songs were so good. But yeah, he was hosting SNL a lot. He definitely had his life in like the media with Cameron Diaz and stuff because they were hosting, the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, and they had been in movies together, and he was definitely in the spotlight. And
Well, I think he just kind of embraced himself. Like a lot of actors will get in this funk where they're like, well, it's just too good for me. I need to be a serious actor. Instead of being a serious actor first, he went into comedy, which I guess was natural to him. And now he's doing more serious roles, which he just came out with the movie. Am I right?
Oh my God, Palmer was amazing. We watched it on Saturday. I highly recommend it. It was so good. I cried like 3 or 4 times.
So I cried during the trailer. So I'm not even sure if I want to watch the movie. Yeah.
Josh will probably like watch it for 7 minutes and be like, I'm not into it.
That tracks.
No, but I like that he's very creative like this. And, and he finally settled down. He met Jessica Biel, Mary from Seventh Heaven in 2007. And then they were engaged in 2011. They got married October 19th of 2012, and they have 2 boys now, Silas and Phineas.
They had a second one?
Lance Bass announced it, in September. He was born in
On
July
accident?
20. He was born in July 2020.
Oh,
Interesting.
well, his body is only getting better with age.
Oh, I've been watching his TikToks, how he gets his tattoos from Palmer, and there's just he's just like that hot.
Yeah. Well, he
Chad,
started off
producer
as
Chad can verify it. The whole movie.
he
He's
started
just
off
like-
as this little like blonde twinkie boppity boy, and then he aged just very, very well.
Well, like the whole like suit and tie era was so huge, I feel, for him as well. Like he did that double album, he did the Great Gatsby stuff, like all of that. That was like what, 2014, 2015, that era. I felt like it was so huge for him. Because he like won like a shit ton of Grammys too for it, didn't he?
If I have to name 3 top concerts I've ever been to in my life, it is Elton John and Billy Joel.
I was like, where'd that accent come from? Elton John.
Elton John and Billy Joel, Eminem and Jay-Z, and Pink and Justin Timberlake.
I saw Pink, but
3
only
best
Pink and
concerts
NSYNC.
I've ever been to in my life.
What a good one. Yeah, I've not seen Pink ever, and I really want to see her. I think I saw NSYNC.
And the
together.
opening
I
act
haven't
would
seen
be-
Justin solo.
Yeah, I've
The
definitely
opening
seen
act
NSYNC.
would be Usher and Akon. I saw them together. They were pretty good. Solid opening acts.
Usher opened for Pink and Justin.
No.
Oh.
Pink opened for Justin Timberlake, but I was just like talking about people that went on tour together that I've seen.
Gotcha. Sorry, I was like, wow, that's a.
You gotta go back to boy band groups. We're throwing like multiple people into multiple things.
Got you. Yes, I mean I saw the TRL live tour with Destiny's Child and Eve.
Could you imagine the Coachella concert with like all boy bands? I'm gonna go watch Boys to Men, and then after this, I'm gonna go watch NSYNC.
I really need like Coachella to do like a throwback Thursday, and the Thursday of Coachella be like all '90s pop bands, and it just be like NSYNC, Backstreet, Christina, Jessica, 98.
It's going to be silent across the stage, and all you hear is tearing up my heart, and the crowd goes like insane.
Yes.
Boom, boom.
Won't you die?
can see it
well, and did Justin Timberlake, did he do the halftime show, and did he bring NSYNC with him?
He did a solo halftime show by himself. He did the one with he's done 3 halftime shows.
Yeah.
He did one with Janet Jackson, and he did one with Aerosmith, Britney, and
it was
Mary
Britney and Sync.
Yeah, it was huge.
That
The
was
Walk
by
This
far my
Way,
favorite
I remember
halftime
it.
show ever. That
I will never forget the one year at the VMAs when Britney and Madonna and Christina did their whole like bride thing, and Britney and Christina like kissed. They went to him, and he like had his eyebrow in the crowd on TV, and I was like, we'll never forget it. Much like his denim look when he showed up with Britney in the matching denim.
Is iconic.
it is iconic. Whose stylist do you think chose that, Britney's or Justin's?
I think the best
whoever was working at Forever
entire...
21 that day.
Guys, it is iconic. We are still talking about it 2 decades later.
But
you talk about that much other VMA fashion?
Does not mean we are still talking about it.
Iconic. I don't care what you say. All right, but how do we feel about him and Jessica Biel? Like, for real. Let's talk.
I like Jessica Biel. Do you not like Jessica Biel? I feel like you're missing your little rom-com summer pitch with her and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Well, she's not who I would have
Why
picked.
was that not included in your little movie sketch?
Like, I would have picked someone more like Cameron Diaz, someone who's a little more funny and comedic. Like, Jessica's a little more like a serious, she doesn't really act in anything that I know of now, but like she's a little down.
I do think that this is like something where opposites attract. If you look at like these relationships in Hollywood, like Cameron and Justin were a little too much alike. Brad and Jennifer, a little too much alike. Even Brad and Angelina, a little too much alike. But like, if you pair somebody different, like Cameron Diaz and Benji Madden, like polar opposite, they seem to work very well, and they like put themselves out of the spotlight. Like Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel, she kind of just sits in the back. Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes, Eva Mendes just sits in the back. Like, I feel like there's got to be a healthy balance there. I think that's how Hollywood has to work.
I just still remember that she wore a pink wedding dress, and I've never forgiven her.
Oh my God. So did Kaylee Cuoco, and she got divorced. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
No, I think you can only sit in the back seat for so long. And that is, I think she's going to get out of the car at some point.
Yeah, because like I said, what's the last thing she's done? Like
The Sinner. I think she was nominated for an Emmy for it.
Oh, I've not watched it yet.
Yeah, it was with Bill Pullman, the President of the United States, from Independence Day. We will not go quietly into the night. But unfortunately, we do have to go quietly or loudly, as I'm going to do it, into this night. Because, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. But we've run out of time. So we're going to wrap this girl up. So, boys, let's raise our glasses. Cheers.
Cheers.
And thank you all for tuning in so much. Lord, thank you for tuning in. The best way to tell us thank you that you love us is to rate, review, subscribe, share with a friend, share with a coworker. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye.